Welcome to our July 2025 real estate market update covering the area of Santa Rosa Beach, Florida, Niceville, Freeport, and Destin. Hello and welcome, Sabina Robertson, broker owner of Haus Realty. Together, my beautiful daughter Christina and I work together. We have our own little real estate team looking out for your best interest, whether you're buying or selling in the Emerald Coast. If you are curious about home prices, trends, and if we are in a buyer's or seller's market and what is happening right here in the Emerald Coast, then this video is just for you. And don't forget that on Mondays, Christine and I record a video from the beautiful beaches, and we will let you know what's happening that week, what kind of events, some lifestyle ideas, and also a quick short market update, what is happening that week here in Santa Rosa Beach, Florida. So let's start with Santa Rosa Beach, which covers both north and south of Highway 98, as well as the 30A east and west end. One thing I always like to remind my clients, real estate data changes not only city to city, but even neighborhood by neighborhood. For example, actively in a community like Bellamar can look very different compared to other 30A communities. That's why having someone on your side who can break down the local numbers really matters. If you would like, I am happy to provide a custom monthly update for your specific neighborhood, whether you're buying or selling. The median sold price in Santa Rosa Beach came in about $775,000. Remember, it does include north and south as well, which is down about 20% months over months. Homes are taking longer to sell. There's a median days on market about 66 days. We're seeing about 11 and a half months of inventory, which pushes Santa Rosa Beach into a buyer's market. And lastly, sellers on average are receiving 95% of their list price, so pricing your property right from the beginning becomes crucial. I truly love this graph because it gives you a really clear picture of where Santa Rosa Beach prices are in compared to Walton County and even in Florida statistics. Now this is going back, the data here is going back a little bit into May, so that's why the numbers are slightly higher. But just see where this graph has been going, since COVID. I mean, the numbers have just gone slightly up and down, up and down, up and down, but no drastic drop like how the prices increased back during the COVID numbers. Next, let's look at Freeport, which is also one of the fastest growing communities here in the Emerald Coast and even in the state of Florida. What makes Freeport stand out is the amount of new construction. Builders are very active here, which creates more opportunities for buyers who may be priced out of the beachside community. In fact, my daughter Christina is currently working with several first-time homebuyers in Freeport because many builders are offering special financing incentives, interest rate buydowns, and even help with some down payment assistance programs. Now let's look at the numbers for July 2025. The median sold price in Freeport is about $442. And that is slightly up because I remember, if you watched my market updates, we were in the 400, then we dipped slightly, and now we're actually above the median sold price. Homes are taking a little bit longer to sell. They're about 58 days on the market, but also keep in mind that always the builders don't keep all their inventory on the MLS data. Some of the homes are available, but they're not entered, so they don't show up. And then look at this. The average months of inventory in Freeport is about 5.3 months of supply, which kind of puts us in a balanced market, unlike Santa Rosa Beach, which was really truly in a buyer's market. And lastly, sellers are receiving close to asking price No surprise here, because builders, they will negotiate appliances, rate buy down, but they will not, usually, typically speaking, reduce the price of the home. Here's my favorite graph. I just love this visual tool. And basically you can see the blue line is in line with Florida, and that's Freeport, still slightly above the national home price average. And then obviously Walton County the average is so high because of the home prices in Santa Rosa Beach on 30A. Well, now let's head over to Destin, which is in Okaloosa County. It's important to point out that Destin has a slightly different set of rules compared to Walton County, especially when it comes to short-term rental restriction and property located in COBRA zones, which can also affect flood insurance prices. For today's update, I'm focusing on residential single-family side of the market. Destin does have a much larger share of condos, but to keep things consistent with the other area we have covered, we'll stick to single residential. So, the median sold price in Destin is $700,000, which is up about 17% months over months. The median days on the market is 58 days, and months of inventory is about 10 months of inventory available. And as you can see, we are also still in a buyer's market, not as much as Santa Rosa Beach. And lastly, the sold to list price ratio is 96.4%. Here's my favorite graph again. The blue line is Destin. Take a look at it. It is way above Okaloosa County. The yellow line actually is Florida, and Okaloosa County is right neck and neck with the U.S. national data. And the average home price U.S. is $375, whereby Okaloosa County is $373. That also includes cities like Crestview and Niceville. So without further ado, let's go and jump to Niceville. Unlike some of the faster changing coastal market, Niceville has long been a well-established community, known for its strong neighborhood, great schools, proximity to Eglin Air Force Base, and overall stability. Looking at the numbers for July 2025, the median sold price is $534,900, which is nearly 8% from last month over month down. Homes are selling more slowly, with the median days on the market of 35 days, up about 46% compared to June. Wow. Through that, still much quicker than Santa Rosa Beach or Destin. And inventory is tight at a 3.7 months oversupply, which keeps Niceville family in a seller's market. Sellers are receiving nearly all of their asking price, with a sold to list ratio at almost 99%. A lot of the buyers are negotiating maybe help with closing cost, and therefore the sellers are not as willing to budge from their list price. Well, yes, Niceville is still in demand, is very strong. Take a look at my favorite graph here. The blue line in Niceville is still above Okaloosa County. This yellow line right here is Florida. And then Okaloosa County overall is right in line with the national home prices. So for families, military relocation, or anyone looking for a more settled community with steady value, Niceville continues to be one of the most resilient markets here in the Emerald Coast. Well, we need to take a look at interest rates. What's going on? Our rates have been the lowest since 2024, and this is coming here from Bankrate, the numbers. But look at this. Our 30-year fixed mortgage rate currently sits at 6.6%. That is holding steady from last On the bond side, the 10-year Treasury yield, a key that always drives interest rates, is important, and currently it is at 4.3%. And what does this all mean here for us buyers? My prediction is, let's see if I'm right or wrong, but if the rates drop below 6, you're going to see a lot more buyers coming back in the market. And we all are watching out for the September rate drop and see where that brings us. So stay tuned and see where this is going. I have no idea. They keep telling us that rates are dropping, so curious to see what's going on in September. So what did you think about this July market update? Some changes from the prior months. And in particular, I think it's interesting to look at Santa Rosa Beach versus Niceville. You know, so close, maybe 30 minutes apart, and yet the housing market completely different. And that's why I always say real estate is local, and you need somebody on your side that can explain the data to you locally and even within community to community. Even if they are very 10 minutes apart, some have very different statistics than others. So again, if you would like us to email you a particular market update to a community, to a city, please let us know. We'll be happy to do that. And also keep in mind there is so much hustle and bustle about interest change. And keep in mind, interest rates have been the lowest they have since 2024. There is supposed to be a prediction that there's going to be some more drops happening in September. Let's see if that happens. If interest rates come below 6, I predict, but I could be completely wrong, that we will see changes and we will see buyers coming back into the market even more. Just the last couple of weeks, I have seen some more activity in our market. I had showings for one of my listings, 3 actually, over the weekend, which I haven't had since the listing went live about a month ago. So things are turning around a little bit. I also know that this is the time of the year where we do see some buyers coming back. Our people that were on vacation went back home, and now we have people returning who are looking for a second home, investment property, or make the Emerald Coast their primary residence. If you have any questions, please reach out to us. Don't forget to subscribe. We are always here. We want to be your resource here at the Emerald Coast. Until the next time, auf Wiedersehen, tschüss und goodbye.